And welcome back to MTG Grinders. We're here round 3, game 2, game day for Dragons of Tarkir, Bacchus Marsh. And who took out the first game, Trent?
Robbie on his blue-black control had a pretty convincing win.
Yeah, nice.
Ryan just failing to find threats.
Yep.
Drawing a lot of answers to cards that Robbie doesn't actually have.
Sure, so he's come out with the turn 1 Thoughtseize here, dropping to 17 with the Caves of Kolios. And looks like we've got a Ugin in hand, a Crux of Fate, Dissolve, and
Duress.
A Duress. So what do you take here?
Well, judging by the fact that Ryan has 5 land, 4 land and a Fleecemane Lion in his hand, well, I'm typically not going to take the Duress.
Yep.
Because my opponent is probably going to Duress me early and I don't have anything to take.
And can't take the Fleecemane with the Duress?
Yeah, I would have took the Dissolve. I'm pretty sure taking the Dissolve is...
yeah, so you take
that's where I would go. Anyway.
Take the Dissolve, let him cast the Duress,
Yep.
you got nothing there,
Flip your hand
and try the Monstrous before Crux of Fate.
Yep, absolutely. He obviously drew the Hero's Downfall there, which is pretty sweet for him. I drew Liliana, which is pretty cool, but he would have definitely Duressed that turn.
Yep.
And there's no cards in my hand that I want my opponent to take. I'm not really sold on the keep, to be honest. Thoughtseize Fleecemane Lion 5 land is
marginal.
I'm not sure. Although he's drawing pretty well.
Yep.
2 big threats in this World Waker and Liliana Verse are pretty gas. Let's say that.
Still does have that Dissolve though to back up countering one of those 2 Planeswalkers.
Yes, for sure. And I like the play of not actually downfalling in the combat step there.
Sure.
To
Now,
allow my opponent to resolve something.
so at this point in time, do you try and get off a sneaky Monstrous with the Fleecemane?
No.
You don't know about the downfall?
No, I don't believe you do.
No?
No.
You wait for him to try and downfall?
You don't
and
have to do anything.
Don't have to do anything?
You don't have to do anything. Because the thing is, unless there's an Urbog, which there's not, he can't actually Monstrous his creature because he has to fetch for a land.
Sure.
Now he can do it. But it's still very hard for him to, excuse me, Monstrous his Fleecemane Lion in the face of my opponent's untapped lands.
Yep.
He could just sit here for a long time.
And just keep attacking 3, 3, 3.
Yep, as soon as my opponent needs 2 spells to stop my Monstrous right now.
Sure.
And this is the power of Fleecemane Lion
Yep.
in this matchup.
And comes out nice and early before you can use that Dissolve as well.
Yeah, and you won't see any Foul Tongue Invocations in this list from Robbie, as he's running the Adrian Sullivan style No Dragons.
Yes.
Ashok, Ugin, probably Pearl Lake Ancient, Crane and the Archive kind of thing as the win conditions. So I like this play from Ryan. This is good. This is where he wants to be. Like I said, you never want to be 2 for 1ing yourself on a Fleecemane Lion and tapping down in the turn to do so.
Yep. Now, did Robbie just draw a Bile Blight there?
That's Silence the Believers.
Silence the Believers.
Which is a pretty sweet card in this matchup. Lewis and I were just talking about how it punishes the slower decks.
Yep. And that's also Exile, isn't it?
Yes, get rid of them. And Strive for 3.
Yep.
So 2 for 1 if you've got 7 mana.
Yep.
It's pretty sweet.
Speaking of 7 mana, that's what he has now, and he's getting very close to that Ugin that Ryan knows he has.
Yeah, he's been pretty zealous with drawing lands. To be honest, he's ripped a lot of land off the top in concession, one after the other, and not cracking the polluted deltas and going after the Fleecemane Lion. He's still a bit of a tight spot because he does have to deal with his Fleecemane Lion. Oh, that's a nice Thoughtseize. There's a really nice Thoughtseize.
So do you cast Silence the Believers as a response to that to deal with the Fleecemane?
It's hard. It really depends on how he wants to go about this. He might just say no.
Oh, yep.
He might just have to say no here, which kind of signals the door may be open for Ryan, but it depends on the read, as Ryan still has to do nothing. And that's exactly what he goes with. He says, I'm going to kill you with this Fleecemane Lion if you don't answer it.
Yep.
And like this is just very, very good from Ryan. This is all he needs to do.
Sure. But he does have Robbie does have a Ugin in hand there. He's now got the 8th land for it. Can pitch both deltas, going to 5 if he does. No, that's only 1 delta.
He's got 2 delta. I'm pretty sure he has 2 deltas. The Dismal Backwater.
Backwater.
Yeah, okay. I thought he had 2 deltas. But yeah, obviously the 1 delta. So he's going to go for the Ugin, get rid of the Fleeceman line the safest way, how.
Yep. And that's
he may go for the Ugin.
Negging the Ugin.
Yeah, yep.
Not doing the 3 damage, of course.
I do not believe that would be
wise.
I would not advocate that play.
Yeah. And here's the Ugin coming out.
And this is good.
Now the interesting thing is Ryan's got a Nissa World Waker.
Yeah, but no downfall, and that's huge.
But you can make a land into a 4/4, attack with it immediately, putting Ugin to 1, and Ugin can't deal with the 4/4.
No, but it's still Ugin, and he gets to untap with 6 life and an Ugin and cards in hand. I mean, like simple theory crafting. Imagine if Ryan had a downfall there. So he goes, Ugin, I'm going to neg to your guy. He goes, cool, okay, I'm going to downfall your Ugin because you're tapped out. I'm going to untap. I'm going to make a 4/4. I'm going to attack you. You're going to be on 2 life.
Yep.
I have a Nissa and a 4/4, and you don't have an Ugin.
Or do you make a 4/4 and just go straight to the face? He's only on 6 life.
That's where it'd go because he doesn't have Ugin. Obviously, so like I said here, he can make a 4/4 and put him to 2, but he has an Ugin.
Yeah.
It's and that could prove pretty useful. Like, I mean, Ugin's pretty awesome when he survives the turn.
Yep.
Oh, he goes after Ugin.
Does go after Ugin, putting Ugin to 1, sacking both land, putting him down to 12. Now all Ugin can do here is a lightning bolt. Yeah. Now that Ugin's on 1, or he can neg 1, I suppose.
He can neg 1. He can neg 0 and get rid of the land.
Yep.
No, he cannot get rid of the land. It's not a token. I apologise.
And that's
he can only lightning bolt. But see, the thing about this play is this gives Robbie a lot of breathing space.
Yep.
Because Robbie now knows that Ryan does not have an answer for Ugin.
Yep.
And he's going after him in a way that Robbie doesn't care for, because he just saved 4 life. Ugin's now saved 4 life, dealt 3 damage somewhere.
So +2 and goes after Nissa. I would have thought the play was the hero's downfall of Nissa, +2.
I think he's looking for Silence of Believers with Strive. He may be looking for Silence of Believers with Strive.
Organising his lands.
This opens him up to the Liliana and a few other things.
So if you're Ryan here, the first thing is to make another land? Make another land creature?
I suppose. Just push the pressure and say, I'm going to kill you if you don't have a response.
Because the Silence of Believers is usually a one-off, yeah?
Sullivan was running 3.
All right,
2 and 1. And I think it would come in here. As we see the land going to the face.
Well, he's on 6. If he can't answer that, he's dead.
And we get the double strive.
Yep.
So the lands are gone. But this does open him up.
To Liliana?
Those lands should be in exile.
And it is a thing to make sure that you do exile your lands, especially playing black.
Dassigo, Murderous Cut, they're both very real cards. It's generally just a thing that you get used to doing, although just Silence of Believers is not generally a card you get to play against too much.
Yeah. So we've come out with Liliana here. Do you search or do you discard?
I search.
Yep.
I search. My opponent has too many cards in hand for me to worry about.
And what do you search for?
Siege Rhino.
Yep.
Another Ugin. He's Ugin. He's his second Liliana. Liliana in these matchups, my belief is I go and put a threat on top of my library, and I draw that threat, and I play that threat, and I go and get another one, and I just keep cycling threats until I win the game. It's used in these matchups to just grind out your opponent with quality.
Yep.
It's very good if you can go +1. You have 1 card in hand, you're lower mana.
Yep.
I'm going to make you discard your Dictator time you downfall.
Yep, and now he doesn't get to draw that gas because you made him discard a card
Yeah,
because
so-
Liliana's gone to the bin.
Exactly. So 2 times in 2 separate games, he's gone for the +1.
Yep.
And it's really turned around and bitten him as to where he hasn't done what
done the double tutor.
Yeah, done the tutor at all.
Yep.
He's just gone for the +1, and like I said, I prefer the latter. I prefer going for the neg and just saying I'm going to put a threat on top.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to draw a threat and your opponent has to answer it, even if it's a Thought Seize or a Duress.
Another Nissa.
Yeah, another Nissa, exactly. But instead, like game 1, he drew a Temple of Silence off the top of his deck, and his opponent binned a, I don't know, it was like a Aether Spouts, you know, a card that's irrelevant in the matchup.
Yep.
So, questionable.
Sure.
But,
of course, it's hit the table though. Gained a life. Scry.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
We're gonna get rid of that one.
You couldn't say that quick enough.
No, don't do it.
You want gas.
Yeah, he needs
what
it.
you want.
He needs
and
it.
that's gas.
He needs it. Because Ugin's on the table, and
Yep.
it's bad news bears when Ugin's on the table for most people.
Yep. And
especially untapping.
Ugin will go up to 8 here.
Yeah, lightning bolting is good fun. I hear it's pretty strong across all formats. Being able to do it without paying.
Oh, sorry,
mana
up to 7.
My
mistake.
Being able to pay mana for lightning bolts is pretty good. I hear.
Yeah.
Maybe not paying 8 for it. It's not the best thing, but paying 0 for it on the turns after that seems pretty good.
Seems pretty good. Ryan goes down to 9 here and now has to face a Dragon Lord.
There's something you don't see every day. Dragon Lord out of the sideboard in a non-Dragon's deck.
Yep.
That just pays tribute to how good Dragon Lord Silumgar is.
And I loved how he took the Corsair and the card from the top of the deck went over and the other one just turned over on the other side.
Yep.
It's like they've done this before.
It's... I think if they did it before, this guy shouldn't be playing Upside Control. Not in this matchup. This is just, like I said, this is rough as guts for poor old Ryan now. I'm not sure if he could have stole the game.
Yep.
But I feel like maybe with a few different decisions, he could have made more of a game.
Yep.
He could have ended the game, maybe, if instead of attacking Ugin, he just attacks the face there, puts him to 2.
Sure, and he used the Abzan Charm for Read the Bones, drew an Ugin of his own.
Yep, and Nissa and a Downfall. So a few decisions. But
so do you put out Ugin and just wipe everything? Go for the 3 for 1? And try and follow it up next turn with Nissa?
He's stuck in that between a rock and a hard place where his opponent has board state and it's control.
Yep.
So doing that is just not... Like, you just don't want to do that. You don't want to say, I want to reset against you.
Yep.
Because even though his Abzan control, his late game is not as strong as blue-black control.
His opponent does have the Dissolve mana open, of course. But I think if I'm Ryan here, my play is to put out Ugin and just wipe everything.
He doesn't really have a better play, to be honest.
And then follow up with Nissa next turn, presuming my Ugin resolves.
Actually, no, he does. He can downfall the Ugin and then Abzan Charm the Dragon Lord to get back his Corsair. Get rid of both. Although he does go for the downfall on the Dragon Lord, so now he can't deal with the Ugin.
Now the Ugin will kill him in 2 turns.
Yes. There is a Siege Rider on top. Not anymore. As that's going to go away. He's going to lose a life and gain a life. By the looks of that. As he does a bit of a quick graveyard count.
So he gets rid of the Siege Rhino, which would have bought him another turn against the Ugin. And also put his opponent down to 3.
Yeah, yep.
In the process. Attack with the Corsair now. That puts his opponent at 1.
He has to play the Nissa here. Like, he has to play the Nissa here. Unfortunately, he can't do anything with the guy he makes. There's an Elspeth on top. That's pretty sweet. Or does he have 6? No, he has 5. So here's Nissa Worldwaker. Then we're going to wake the world. We're going to make a 4/4. Unfortunately, we can't punch somebody for 4 with our made land.
Just deciding which land he's going to...
Maybe I spoke about this too soon. Maybe you can snag this win. And Nissa is a huge problem for these decks.
Yeah.
Nissa is a mad problem for these decks.
Attack Ugin or do you attack your opponent?
You have to go for the face, don't you?
Yep.
No, I spoke I suppose you could attack Ugin for 2, put him down to 5, and then he has to ultimate his Ugin to deal with your Nissa and your Corsa, killing Ugin in the process. Which is definitely a thought that he had before when he attacked Ugin with the 4/4. It was on 9, and he attacked it down to 5 with Nissa out.
Yep.
So that could have been the reason that he didn't take his opponent from 6 to 2 and went after the Ugin instead.
I mean, there's a whole lot of different lines of play that you can take with these two particular decks.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot easier us talking about it and seeing what cards are in both players' hands than sitting at the table.
For sure, I don't disagree with that. It's very tight. The gate's pretty sweet. We don't get to see the top card, unfortunately. We're gonna go to the face.
Three to the face.
Go to 1.
Go to 1. No more sacking lands for you, Ryan.
Let's just go to 1.
And it's either win or take out Ugin here.
It says I've got you dead, or you got me dead. Let's dance.
He's got 7 lands that aren't creatures. So he can either go for the Ugin or he can go for the win. Can't go for both.
Go for game 3, it says.
I'm going to make another guy.
Can you go for Ugin? Don't you have to go for the face?
You have to go to the face.
You have to go to the face.
Yeah. Oh, I meant cast the Ugin.
Yeah, you can't cast the Ugin.
But you don't want to do that because he's got negate.
Yeah, he knows you got negate. You can't cast Ugin, you know he has negate.
So we've got a 4/4, 4/4, and a 2/2.
Get him. In the red zone.
Coming in, and it's got to go straight to the face. That's 10 damage there. That's a game win.
Maybe. These blue-black lists are pretty sweet when it comes to saying no.
What are we doing here?
He's digging.
He's digging.
How does he get out of this? Is there a barbed light?
Yeah.
A barbed light. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, but that won't save him because he has Upside Charm.
No, he extends the hand.
Okay.
That's game.
Wow, he sneaks the win. Ryan with the game 2.
Very nice. Did Ryan win game 1?
No, Robbie won game 1, so this will be game 3. We'll go to a game 3.
Alright, we'll find that out very shortly. Interesting. That was actually game 2, but it went to 46 minutes, so they tied at 1-1-1 there, Trent.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we'll be back with round 4 shortly.